So lately I've been thinking about AI and sort of the logical endpoint of AI, because as we've seen recently, technology has really been speeding up in its advancement. In fact, I remember I was born in the early 2000s, and I remember sort of the iPod coming out, and my dad and I had this discussion where we were just like, how can it get better than the world's knowledge in your pocket, essentially? And we were sort of wondering what the next big thing would be, and now it seems AI is here. And I was thinking, all this technological development, for what, essentially? Is it to make life easier? And then it kind of occurred to me that what we seem to be heading towards is like radical individualization in a way, or radical customizability, where everything is customized towards you. And it seems that like I can type in a prompt and AI will generate basically anything I want. And especially with AI that can generate video footage and everything like that, I can see a future where you type in a prompt where it's just like, generate for me like a 6-season crime drama that I can watch over the next 6 months or something like that, and AI will be able to generate that for you. But then what happens to TV, like when people used to collectively watch a show and then talk about it at work or with their friends or whatever? Like, what happens when you become addicted to TV that is customized to you? And my prediction for the future is that things will become so individualistic. Like, technology will be able to meet our social needs, our sexual needs, our entertainment needs, to the point where everyone will be living in like this little isolated, air-conditioned box that's customizable to their liking or their mood, and they won't need to interact with people. It will almost be like this Matrix level sort of like, contained in your little sensory pod, and there'll be very little interaction with the real world, and more importantly, nature. Will be completely disconnected from nature. We'll be living in these synthetic environments that can keep you alive for maybe 200, 300 years if AI, like medical technology, advances to that point. And we won't be interacting with other people, and machines will automate all those necessary survival processes like farming and food preparation and everything like that. And I think that almost seems to be the end goal. And is that necessarily a bad thing? Like, when you think about it, this sort of individualized, everyone living in boxes society, well, no one can get hurt, everyone can have their needs met very efficiently. We're reducing the time between desire and fulfillment of that desire. Like, for example, back in the day, to watch a TV show, you had to wait until that show played live on TV, and you had to make free time, essentially, to sit down and watch that TV show. And now we have catch-up TV, we have Netflix, we have all that kind of stuff. And so you can like kind of watch it whenever you like, and so that takes out the discipline from watching TV and makes it so that essentially, I mean, the time between your will to watch TV and actually watching a specific TV show is reduced to nothing. And so I think sort of willpower will be eroded, but is that necessarily a bad thing if all our desires are met instantly anyway? Like, will willpower be a necessary trait? I mean, the reason that discipline is admired is because it allows people to be successful. But if you no longer need discipline to live your life and a fulfilling life, then will discipline even be a necessary trait that should be developed? I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm just rambling now, but I think that's definitely where society seems to be headed currently. And I'm not sure. Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? And I wonder also how quickly that future will unfold. I mean, we're kind of seeing that already, in a sense. Like, we are living in our homes, and there's less reason to go outside. I mean, there are some people who can live their entire lives just doing like a remote job from their computer, and then they will order like Uber Eats or whatever. They don't even have to leave their home, so they can work and eat and sleep and get their entertainment all from home, and they can socialize online. And some people are perfectly happy to do all their socialization just online. So some people are almost living this lifestyle already. But my question is I guess maybe this lifestyle isn't for everyone. Like, personality obviously naturally varies within the human population, and some people are complete extroverts and love socializing with real people. And so maybe this is going to lead to this sort of polarization where introverts become just locked up in their homes and extroverts are out there partying and clubbing every night. So maybe that's a good thing. I really don't know. But maybe sort of the people who really need social connection, they'll keep society alive in a way, because they'll reject modern technology to a certain extent and be sort of like, you know, they won't want that sort of lifestyle where they're cooped up in their homes socializing with AI robots. You know, they want that real human connection. Or maybe this is a part of like the human condition. Like, if you're raised where your friends are literally like AI or AI robots, then socializing with people will be a letdown, because these AI robots, they'll be much better conversational partners than real people who can stuff up. What this will definitely lead to, I mean, we're pretty much seeing this already, where people get caught in their own echo chambers and have their beliefs reflected back to them. And so if you're only chatting with AI who are like designed not to offend you, then you're going to just get caught up about your own beliefs. And AI seems to have a tendency to like validate who you are and your feelings and not really challenge you. So I think people are going to have inflated egos. They're going to lack discipline and all that kind of stuff. But they're going to be isolated from other people anyway, so what does it matter if they have like enormous egos? I mean, yeah. I guess my question would be, do the values of discipline and selflessness and humility, do these have intrinsic value no matter what environment you're living in? Or are they relative to, like, if you're living in nature, then like discipline and selflessness are really important, but then if you're living in like a synthetic environment, do they matter at all? Or is there something like inherently spiritual about these values that will make you live a more fulfilling life? Because if you think about it, when people get their desires met instantly, will that necessarily make them happier? Or is it the pursuit of a strong character that makes people happy? Anyway, I'll leave you with that, and signing off.